Hi there. So, Resident Evil 1 Remake turned 22 years old yesterday. I want to briefly talk about why I think it's a genuinely incredible game, and to this day, one of the best remakes ever made. So, when the original Resident Evil came out, it was very interesting and very scary. But I think even then, people knew that the voice acting was pretty darn silly. A lot of bad translations, bad line reads. They pretty much pulled people off the street in Japan from what's mostly understood about the process of making the game. And you can tell, you know, everyone always remarks back to Jill Sandwich, but there are so many goofy lines, especially towards the ending. I did not get to play this until many years after its release. I was a PS2 and then Xbox person in that generation. I did not own a GameCube, and all my friends that did had Smash Melee or whatever and never had this game. So I didn't get to play it until I had a partner that had a Wii, and I bought it and tried it, and was just so blown away at the quality, the raw quality of this game. They managed to take what was already a scary experience and really evolve it while using the same technology and game
Alpha
controls
team
and
is fine.
concept, but just really add in the horror vibes. Now there's darkness and
There
light
are only three
and
stars brothers
lightning
left now.
and
Captain Wesker,
it's
Barry,
just
and
oozing
myself.
atmosphere at every
We don't
turn
know where Chris is.
while still being pre-rendered. It's just an advancement of the technology so that it looks
What
like there's
is
more
this
motion and more
place?
stuff in the environment.
Not quite your ordinary house, that's for sure.
Hey, Wesker, where's Chris?
Jill, no! You don't want to go back out there.
But we've got to find...
What was that?
Chris?
No.
Jill, go and investigate.
I'm going with her. Chris and I go back a long way.
Alright. You two go. I'll secure this area.
They did a really
Stay
good
sharp.
job of keeping the lines close while working out some of the kinks and their weirdness. And it's not perfect, but like, Chris is our old partner, you know. To Chris and I go back a long way. It's just, it flows so much more like a human being might have said it. Now, I do want to say, this port
A dining room.
is not perfect. They kind of got lax on a bunch of the backgrounds towards the middle and end of the game. And some of the costumes are a little funky. So my recommendation is to get two mods that I will probably link in the description. An upscale backgrounds mod and one that changes the costumes to more match the original game.
I think you'd better take a look at this.
What is it?
Blood. Jill, see if you can find any other clues. I'll be examining this. Let's just hope it's not Chris's.
Yeah, I mean that. Hope it's not Chris's blood. Hope it's not Chris's. It works so much better as a serious experience because you're not constantly goofing off at the dialogue. And whoever did that rewrite does not get enough credit. They made this experience so much better. The small things it changes, and granted, don't watch this if you haven't played it probably, or, you know, but I think everyone back in the day heard of the zombies that resurrect, but I had forgotten about that in the time between the game releasing and me finally playing it on the Wii in like 2010 or 11. The way these zombies look, even though, you know, base level model, these things are from 2001. The way their mouths move, the way they walk, the moans they make, it's perfect. It's so good. They look incredible.
Barry!
What is it?
Look out! It's a monster!
Let me take care of it.
You know, I've also got a mod that fixes some music cues. I'll try to find all of those and link them.
What the hell is this thing?
I found Kenneth. killed by this thing. Let's report this to Wesker.
Also, I know most people are going to play this in widescreen, but really, try the original mode. I know 4:3 is tough for some people to accept. They don't like those black bars, but the way it handles widescreen is essentially by zooming in and moving the image. And sometimes you won't see things that you were supposed to see, or zombies are on corners, or things feel cut off. So if you can handle those black bars, do it.
Wesker! Jill, help me look for him. Let's not leave this hall.
Good idea.
When this HD remaster version came out, it's one of the only times I've ever gotten all of the achievements on a Steam game. I really enjoyed all my different playthroughs and how hard an invisible enemy was. And
Jill?
No, nothing. What's going on around here?
I was
can't
just so
figure it
impressed.
out.
Same here.
Chris, and now Wesker.
There's not much we can do. We can search for him separately. I'll investigate the dining room again.
Okay, then. I'll try the door on the other side.
This mansion is gigantic. We could easily get lost. Let's start from the first floor.
Okay.
Oh, I almost forgot. It's a lockpick. You'd make better use of it.
Thanks. I may need it.
Listen, if something happens, let's meet up in this hall. Got it?
Okay.
Like, okay, Barry would always say, "This time I'll be there." They just removed that line outright because it was weird and unnecessary. But almost every room that has an exact counterpart from the old game looks better. Does it still say a chubby woman? It doesn't. I actually haven't touched this version in a bit. I've been enjoying the HD upscale of the new one. Or of the old one, sorry, the 1996 one from PC. It's a new mod release, so I said that. But yeah, I mean, just the amount of detail in every background, the vibes, the music that's so... It's like slightly different versions of the original soundtrack. If you're capable of learning tank controls, which also I recommend, there is a new modern control scheme, but it's going to mess you up sometimes. Please give this thing a shot. If you've never understood why survival horror was such a craze, I mean, it started in '96 and it continued for 2 generations. This is one of the best examples of why. And I mean, what a crazy year for horror games. This and Silent Hill 2 came out so close to each other. Just beautiful time for horror and technology advancements. To also think that 1996 to 2002 is not that long. I mean, they made this is within 5 years. What a technology jump. Proper facial movement, the shading on the character model. I love the way this zombie just sits there and kind of like chomps his teeth till you get closer. The lightning. I think most of the layout changes for the actual mansion are good. There's a little more routes. Just look at that. I mean, the way that casts a shadow on her model is so incredible. The mirrors around the mansion, like there's one of the first ones right there on the left. mirrors used as a trick here to help you see where enemies are. Okay. No, I didn't want him to move yet. Oh well. Fuck! Oh well, you get the knife. So the trick to get around them is to basically get them to lunge at you, back up, and then run around them before their animation resets. I'm rusty at it. Oh, get the dagger. Okay, I want to at least show off this tomb down here where you get the sword key. That is when I knew I was in for a damn ride. Because I wandered around because I was like, oh, okay, you know, the lockpick doesn't unlock the sword key doors. So went around and I found the arrow, and then I was like, oh, this looks like a door. How beautiful is this courtyard? The bloom of that lighting. The way it's like there's like a natural mist in the air, often like there can be in the countryside at night. And it's creating a halo effect around the lights. That's some advanced art design. I mean, it's the kind of thing that would be done to death in the 360 era, years after this. With much less effect and purpose, honestly. And yeah, then you open this, the long stairs. This room is actually not pre-rendered in this version. There was apparently some kind of transcription error, so this is actually a fully 3D room, but it still, thankfully, looks very similar. It still has the vibe. Also, just keeping in the little things that you have to interact with items to get keys or to look at things, figure out what symbols on the back of the key. I appreciate that they kept that attention to detail when so many games would have already been trying to simplify. This is an old trick called stair skating. It only works in this version. I think it works in Zero as well, though I like that game a lot less. So I got him to do the lunge. It gave me a wide berth around him. There's shotgun ammo by Big Boy over there, but I'm going to leave it for later. Okay, now I have the sword key, so... I don't remember if this is an armor key or sword. Okay. Damn it. There are certain rooms, like in the original game, like this one has no important items in the original version. So having a key item you'd actually desperately need, you need that for the armor key, and some ammo, and just how they set up these little details. This is someone's little tiny office where they hung out and played chess, and they had some books in their little library, a gramophone. Actually, two essential items in here. All these pictures on the wall. The herb book is still there on the table. This was a project made with love. I also feel like RE2 Remake is very good overall. But the way this one is made with a very similar level of love and is so faithful is really fucking cool to me. Well, alright, I think I'm going to stop this here, and I will link the mods I've used if I can find them all again in the description. This, my friends, is art. I hope you'll play it if you haven't.